Big K, let's talk.
Yep.
What's up, brother? What's going on? Just give it to me.
Been better. Probably been worse though.
You know what? Actually, fair. Yeah. I mean, I think I can agree that you definitely a bit worse. There've been times. I mean, last year, you've definitely been worse.
I needed that. Thank you.
Let's just get formalities out of the way.
Yeah.
A tough day today, naturally, right? It's just close comebacks and rounds that slipped away due to a matter of inches. Let's talk from your perspective. What's up?
Yeah. Pretty much everything went wrong that could go wrong. Actually, I will say we have had some cold starts, but we also have to start Lotus defense every fucking time because we picked a really attack-sided map. We had good energy leading into the game today, and I felt that in the freeze times and just generally the first 4 or 5 rounds, the air of the team, the comms, even the time we have sitting up there talking to each other before the game goes live, it was a big step up compared to some recent series. So that was a win to celebrate, but then pretty much everything else went wrong. Just not clicking in the mid-rounding, nobody really stepping up and making plans. Anyway, a lot of stuff going wrong. Not gelling like we usually do, not playing with, I think a lot of it comes down to confidence, right? We're a little indecisive, we're a little inconstant, and also getting in our heads, we're not following the plans we make, and not keeping it simple. And not playing advantages right, because even though the plans to win them are simple, you got to make the plans, and yeah, we just can't really figure out. I mean, we're just not clicking right now.
It's understandable. I think you mentioned that, David, a couple of times, right? Where like, now naturally, look, I know, and you know, this is not how y'all play, right? Yeah. We've the entire world has seen how you've played because you played the most games out of any team in existence, honestly.
Yes.
Since all the way back in fucking career, bro. Like it's all the way there through that run to here today, right? You're saying like just how you're just not looking to be it.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine that you know necessarily a reason why. Like, is it just like you mentioned? Like, is it just a slump that's happening, or just stuff going on? What's that?
There's a lot of reasons. Yeah. We won Madrid with a flawed map pool, which is great, but when you fundamentally have to get a map down and like fundamentally fix how you understand a map as a team, that's a lot more work than like changing comps and stuff like that. So we had to do that coming back from Madrid. Maps that, you know, apparently we're still struggling with. Maps like Icebox. SEN, we didn't, you know, do great with the SEN in Madrid. So when you want to be able to rest as a team after winning Madrid, instead we had like a lot of work in front of us. It would have been nice if we didn't have such big problems to fix coming out of Madrid. So then we got to do that. We got to combat burnout. We got to stay ahead of ourselves. We have to combat complacency and kind of going from a Masters Grand Final stage to like weekly games in the Riot Arena in Santa Monica. We got to get our routines back in order in LA. Like there's just so many things going on, and there's a lot I've learned. There's a lot we've all learned in the last couple of weeks. But I'm pretty sure what's happening right now is those things add up. Pressures, right, of being the best team in the world, so much pressure. How do we deal with that pressure? How do we ignore that pressure? Whatever. Like, there's just a lot. And then what happens is even if you start to work through some of it, you lose games in the process, and then you don't really get the feedback of working through it because you're losing multiple games in a row, which causes you to lose confidence. And I think as a team, we definitely are not used. That's a first. Like having some losses that are really ugly and playing really bad multiple kind of weeks in a row. We haven't had to struggle with losing confidence like that, and a lot of the way when you're losing a lot of games in a row and your match confidence gets lower as a team, you have to start finding ways to build your confidence as a team in practice weeks and bring that into matches. And the way you focus on that with practice is very different than the way you'd focus on like working on certain things when your confidence is already high. Like it's just a different goal. So I think that's kind of what we're coming away from this from, being like we need to kind of learn how to deal with that. We need to figure out how to come into a match with more confidence after losing a few in a row, and obviously you have to do that in the week between matches, so that's what we're gonna do right now.
All right.
It was like I just like yapped for like 5 minutes.
No, dude, that was great. I was enthralled and I was emotionally taken away, I'd say.
Okay. Glad to hear it.
Of course, Cap. You always take me on a journey every time I talk to you, man. Of course. There's a quote from an interview that you did with Leader Grev, which I was reading right before this too. There's just that massive article, which is really insightful and really well written. Was that a quote that you said, "What I hate the idea of playing Valorant at a level worse than what we're capable of and wasting our potential. That's what keeps me chasing the carrot on the treadmill." Right, but then you also go ahead and link that to your senses of burnout as well too, and like and how hard you work as well, because how many hours you're putting in, how delegation has been something you worked on though. Are you still at a similar state where you're continuing to put in 10-20 hours almost day by day, or are you not? Or just can you chase the carrot of the treadmill, or have you found better ways to balance yourself while still going back to the week by week format?
Yeah, there's definitely been times where I've encouraged the whole team to just be. Look, like, yeah, like we come back from Madrid, maybe some of our strategies played out, whatever, and that's absolutely valid. Like, we're getting anti-stratted sometimes. Sometimes, though, we're also just playing really terribly together and not clicking, and it's the same for me, right? Like, there's times where I wish I spent a little more time on a certain pistol or a little more time on a certain map that we play, but then there's other times where I recognize if I'm really tired, I'm not going to be as on it for a really important scrim block, or maybe my timeouts in the moment aren't going to be as good. So it's like if you're holding two different things and you don't have the strength to keep both up, and you just have to choose one to let go to keep the other up. So it's improving versus maintaining, right? We're all very used to striving to be the best and being obsessed with improvement and working hard, and that's what got us where we are. But if you come back from international tournament and the hardest road possible and winning it, and then you're suddenly chucked into a league split less than 2 weeks later, or practicing for it less than 2 weeks later, like if you don't recognize the importance of maintaining and you stay exclusively focused on improvement and the ideal, there's diminishing returns to it, and it can backfire. And that's not something I understood until a couple series in. I think that's not something anyone on the team really understood, and because it's a new situation for a lot of us, myself included. So yeah, like that doesn't, like that's definitely a little bit of a different perspective probably than I had a couple weeks ago when I made that original statement. Sometimes you want to chase the very best version of yourself, but you have to step back and just maintain where you're at.
I do also want to talk a bit about you as well, Kat, because you're a fascinating guy. Kat, from what I understand, you're also a bit of a camera nerd as well, right?
I grew up into photography and video editing, and then I got back into it a little bit in January, February.
Okay. What does your rig look like right now?
I currently have a A7CR, a Sony A7CR, and I got a little 40 mil prime on there, and it's pretty sweet. But I'm thinking about sizing down and selling it and saving some of the money and getting something Fujifilm instead. But
I know there's one thing that you also enjoy as well. That's kind of looking at a screen as well. You're a big movie buff, right? As well, or no?
Yeah, I love movies.
Yeah. It's that's sort of a digging into as well too. I think what you mentioned, your idea of heaven is from a tweet that you mentioned, was that a good movie, a cold brew milkshake, and some mozzarella sticks.
Oh yeah, that sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. I don't remember saying it, but I was on to something with that.
Oh yeah, dude. Okay, so let's see. Cold brew milkshake. What flavor of that would you want?
Probably vanilla. Actually, I wouldn't do cold. I don't do much coffee or caffeine these days, but just a vanilla milkshake.
Just a classic vanilla. That's cute. Little bit of whipped cream and possibly a cherry on top, right? Just a classic.
No cherry.
Oh, no cherry. Wow.
Honestly, don't even need the whipped cream. Like a vanilla milkshake with something salty and fried, like a burger, onion rings, fries. Like, oh man.
Oh, dude, I could fuck up a good plate of onion rings, man. That's my shit right there, bro.
That's my favorite food.
Oh, it's you're a man after my own heart. If I ever come down to the to LA this split, I demand we share onion rings, please.
All right, let's do it.
I also want to get a gauge of some of the favorite movies that you've ever seen, or movies that you feel like people should see, because I obviously watched Perfect Days, and that was incredible. Yeah. I'd say. Yeah.
Okay, Place Beyond the Pines, really good. It's probably one of my favorites of all time. Arrival is a a top 5 for me. Drive My Car is very good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would say, all right, these are my top 4 in any order. Those 3, and then there's a movie called Hanabi, Hana-bi.
And for everybody else out there watching, I just want you to just talk to some of the armchair analysts who will be pointing at you all, being like, haha, Master Madrid winners.
We need the help. Send the strats. Send the comps. I will just link the Scrim VOD, and people could just put the energy in and watch it and tell me what we gotta do. No, I'm kidding. Look, it's always the same thing for me. It's people are passionate and invested in us, and it's frustrating to watch us struggle. Believe me, I understand. I'm watching myself struggle. It sucks. So whenever people got stuff to say, whenever people throw hate or questions or criticisms, it's all love to me. It all comes from a loving place. Well, 90% of it probably comes from a loving place. So if we could survive last year, we could survive anything. That's true for the fans too.
Oh, damn
together,
right.
Huh?
Damn right. I mean, we already got our trophy. That's okay.
Yep.
This is
couple. With 3, Africa TV, Sentinels Invitational,
Woo.
and Masters Madrid. We should have 4 trophies. I don't understand why we didn't get a trophy for winning kickoff, but all good.
It's exactly. So technically, we got 4 trophies. We actually have fucking nothing to complain about. Actually, no one can say shit to you. That's 4 more than anybody right now. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
You guys are doing great, bro.
Yeah.
We're
you
deserve
doing great.
Time off. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Fuck everybody else. Yeah. But yeah, don't you worry, man. It is definitely it is what it is type beat. But I mean, that's pretty much it for me, man. I'm out of time, and as always, it's a pleasure and an honor talking to you, Kev.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure, man. Good
Appreciate
talking.
You.
Onion rings next time.
Oh, hell yeah.